Welcome to EPG Pathshala on the subject Social Medicine and Community Health. I, Dr. C.P. Mishra, Professor in the Department of Community Medicine, Institute of Medical Sciences, Banaras Hindu University, shall be discussing on the module National Youth Policy in the paper National Health Policies and Programs. This is a work developed by a team from different parts of the country, and as we all know that among various phases of life, youth is an important part, and this is a special group in the sense because this group is full of energy and there are many other facets that needs consideration. In this module, the learning objectives that has been set is that number one should be able to define youth and state the youth-related activities that are being undertaken in India. And number two, the person should be able to describe in detail about the national youth policy, the very important facets and the national youth policies, so that youth can be employed in the national development of a country. Now, as we know that youth per se can contribute to a significant proportion of the population. Many countries have adopted different definitions of youth, and different organizations follow different age criteria for considering as a youth. Youth is a person between the age where he/she leaves compulsory education and the age at which he/she finds his first employment. United Nations has considered persons between 15 and 24 years of age as youth. In Indian perspective, the first national youth policy that was enacted in the year 2003 identified people between 13 to 35 years as youth, whereas the recent National Youth Policy 2014 has defined youth as a person between the age group 15 to 29 years. India has the world's largest youth population. Youth in the age group of 15 to 29 years comprise 27.5% of the population. Being 27.5% of the population, they contribute to about 34% of India's gross national income. There exists a huge potential of their involvement in the national economy because they can contribute significantly to the labor force, and also by their making significant contribution in the various parts activities, they can contribute significantly to the national productivity. A number of youth-related efforts have been initiated in India. Indian government has been very conscious that this age group is full of energies, and if their energies are properly channelized, it will lead to the progress of the country. Government of India has two types of expenditure which is related to have significant impact on youth. One is targeted expenditure. The targeted expenditure of 37,000 crores is directed towards education, skill development, employment, health, and their proper engagements. On an average, targeted expenditure besides targeted expenditure, there is non-targeted expenditure of 55,000 crores. That means that for general population as well, and youths are a potential beneficiary in that program also. So roughly 55,000 crores are devoted for food subsidies, employment programs, health programs related to infrastructure development, disease control, family welfare, water supply and sanitation. So in all, about more than 90,000 crores are put into by the government of India, and a major portion of that comes from, about 80% comes from human resource development, other ministries. Besides this involvement of human resource development, other ministries are also contributing significantly in terms of safe water supply, rural development, and so on. Each state government is putting significant amount of inputs for the education, health, and youth services. And besides Government of India's and state government's contribution to the youth-related activities efforts, non-governmental organizations in terms of corporate sectors and other industries, they are putting a lot of inputs for promotion of youth development in the areas of education, skill development, healthcare, sports, and they also facilitate youth participation into various community development programs, politics, and governance. If you look at the evolution of national youth policy in the country, it has passed from various phases. Before the start of the year of policy formulation in the 1988, many other measures were taken in for the promotion of youth. The policy was revised in 1997, re-revised in the year 2003, and final or the most updated national youth policy is available in the form of a document which was enacted in the year of 2014. National Youth Policy 2014 envisages many activities, many strategies for the promotion of youth in this national youth policy. If you look at the historical perspective, in the year 1982, Department of Sports was set up at the time of organization of 9th Asian Games in New Delhi. This was followed by, in 1985, by changing the name of the Department of Youth Affairs and Sports during celebration of the International Youth Year in 1985. And in 1988, Department of Youth Affairs and Sport in the Ministry of Human Resource Development was designated as the nodal agency for implementation, monitoring of National Youth Policy in 1988. 2000 was the year when Ministry on 27th May 2000 was named as Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. This ministry has been bifurcated in Department of Youth Affairs and Department of Sports, and they have different secretaries. Now, National Youth Policy 2014 has a vision to empower youth of the country to achieve their full potential and through them enable India to find its rightful place in the community of nations. Because youth can contribute to economic development, they can contribute to national development, they can be an instrument of social change. So, objective and priority areas for national health policy is to create a productive workforce that can make a sustainable contribution to India's economic development. This is the first objective, and this can be achieved through education, through development of employment and skill development, and entrepreneurships. Once we have to create a productive workforce, several strategies, several imperatives has to be identified. The second objective is to develop a strong and healthy generation equipped to take on future challenges by adopting health and healthy styles, sports, and third is objective is to instill social values and promotion of community services to promote national ownership by promoting promotion of social values, by community engagements, and the next objective is to facilitate participation in civic engagements at all levels of governance. Participation in politics and governance is because many people, many youth, they have the potential and they must be participate in the politics and governance of the country, particularly rural and urban governance. Youth engagement is also vital in many other areas of development. The next objective is to support youth at risk and create equitable opportunity for all disadvantaged and marginalized youth. Many youth, because of isolation, they are not brought out in the mainstream of development. Therefore, their inclusion becomes very important. Priority areas and future imperatives in the area of education is to develop, build system capacity and quality. This building up systems, particularly for education, at secondary level and higher education is very, very vital. And 12th plan has identified critically that equity, access of quality education at different level of care is very, very vital. Now, another important area is to promote skill development and lifelong learning. The mechanism should be built up so that the youth find an opportunity for their skill development, and also there should be mechanism for lifelong learning. Employment and skill development need to be educated about various opportunities that are existing for their skill development, and targeted youth outreach and awareness programs are needed so that they can gain maximum benefit out of the existing programs for skill development of the youth. There is a need for building linkages across systems and different stakeholders for getting optimum dividend. One has to define, the government should also define the role of various stakeholders in enhancing the potentials of youth. Entrepreneurships target youth outreach practices are needed in the, and entrepreneurship skills has to be evolved in the youth so that they can optimize their full potential. Scaling up of effective programs is the need of the hour. There is a need for creating customized programs so that youth can be involved in business and other entrepreneurial activities. Improving widespread monitoring and evaluation systems, because it is very vital to understand that where we stand in terms of various programs and policies for youth development. Healthy nation can occur only when the youth of a particular country healthy, and therefore promotion of health and healthy lifestyles by youth is very, very important, because whatever lifestyle is adopted by youth, that is carried out throughout life, that will influence the future generation of the any country. In order to promote health and adopting healthy lifestyle, we have to improve service delivery. We have to create a mechanism for awareness about health, nutrition, and preventive care. Also, there are certain problems, certain specific behavioral issues that are confined to the age group 15 to 29 years. So, targeted disease control programs for youth is need of the hour. Another area is sports. In sport, the most important thing is the increased access to sports facilities and trainings, particularly in the institutions of learning, various levels, colleges, secondary schools, and university level, so that youth population can participate in sports, and they can act as role model for others to evaluate by adopting healthy practices. Promotion of sport culture among youth. Now it is an era of competition, and many times in many organizations we are finding that students are not being involved effectively in the sport, and there is lack of a sport culture in many universities. There is urgent need to reverse this trend, because healthy physical health is imperative for mental development. We have to develop and support those who are talented in sports. Next priority area is promotion of social values and formalized value-based education system. We have to enhance value systems in educational institutions. We have to strengthen engagement programs for youth and support non-governmental organizations or profit organizations working towards spreading values and harmony in the country. Community engagements. A number of efforts are needed for community engagements. These are we are leveraging existing community development organizations so that we can evolve a group of youth who can be involved effectively in the community engagements. The community volunteer group can help a very significant role during disasters and times of need. We have to promote social entrepreneurship. Participation in politics and governance of youth is a very critical input for national development. We must engage youth outside who are not in the political system of the country. We have to create governance mechanisms that youth can leverage, particularly in urban development, and promote youth engagements in urban governance. Youth engagement in various sectors and various developmental activities besides their educational system is of paramount importance. There should be a mechanism to measure and monitor effective implementation of various schemes, and there is also urgent need to create a platform for their engagements. Many youth are not finding place in the educational system or in the developmental process because of certain disadvantages. And those who are in the disadvantaged group, there must be inclusion policy. Opportunities must be created to enable them for their capacity building. And once they are empowered, they can do wonderful. Ensure economic opportunities for youth in conflict-affected regions. Why this is important? Because those in conflict-affected regions, many people, many youth, they get sidetracked and indulge in many behaviors which is not conducive for national development. Therefore, one of economic opportunities must be created for them because one of the predominant reason for entering into unfavorable behaviors is lack of monetary support. Develop a multi-pronged approach to supporting youth with disability. Disability is an area where a lot of actions are needed. Multi-sectoral, multidisciplinary involvement approaches are needed so that whatever potential that is with them, disabled persons or physically challenged persons can be utilized effectively. We have to create an awareness and opportunities to prevent youth being put at the risk. It is not justified that once youth is deranged, once youth health is compromised, and then we start rehabilitative services. We have to check those processes also, which puts youth into that area, that risky areas, risky zones. Social justice, leveraging it to eliminate unjust social practices, because every youth in the country must be sensitive to identify unjust social behaviors and take remedial measures or at least to create a voice against them so that social justice is ensured in a country. And youth can play a very vital role in this. The The next important priority area is, besides this, can be also evolved from time to time. But national health policy has also clearly laid down that certain set of indicators on the basis of which we can say that whether whatever measures have been initiated by the government, whether state government, central government, or various national non-governmental organizations, whether they are meeting the desired objectives or not. So indicators have been evolved, and leading indicators of national crime measures, whether the policy has provided framework and guidelines for stakeholders, thereby achieving its purpose. Leading indicators of success are those indicators which measure the immediate gains, and 4 leading indicators have been selected for this purpose. These are, and second type of indicators are lagging indicators of success, that is, measures the progress towards achieving each of the 5 objectives for youth set out in the policy, which has been enumerated earlier. 8 lagging indicators have been identified in corresponding objectives and priority areas. Now, leading indicators of success of National Youth Policy 2014 are: number 1, number of states that have created youth policy. Number of times National Youth Policy 2014 has been referred in the other central and state policy documents, reports, and RFEDs. Number of times National Youth Policy has been referenced in stakeholder documents, including media, civil societies, priority sectors. So these are leading indicators, namely these 4 indicators tell us that what is the take-up story of the National Youth Policy. Then we have indicators for measuring success of National Youth Policy in terms of lagging indicators of success, and they tell us about long-term achievements. Create a productive workforce. This can be measured by youth employment rate and completion rate of higher education. These 2 parameters can tell us how effective we had been in creating a productive workforce. There other indicators may be evolved, but these are the critical key indicators. Then develop a strong and healthy generation, and one of the major indicator, that is maternal mortality rate, has been considered as indicator for this. Gold medals per capita won at community health games has been taken another important indicator. Still, social values and promote community service. In this objective, number of delinquent youth is taken as one indicator. The other indicator is promote participation in civil engagements. The number of elected people, PRI members, the age range less than 35 years. Youth voter turnout rate is another indicator that tells us about participation, related involvement of the youths. Ensure inclusion and social justice. Unemployment rates across different age groups, different social groups, that tells us about this. The National Youth Policy 2014 also states that Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sport should publish a status of report on youth every 2 years. Why this is important? Because that will tell us whether we are moving in the right path or not, and that will also tell us the remedial measures should be instituted in or not. The report should provide comprehensive information on all youth-related schemes and programs as implemented by various ministries. Identify progress against targets on leading and lagging indicators of success of National Youth Policy 2014. Then synthesize the views and priorities identified through bottom-up engagement with the youth, and document any previously identified or newer challenges that have been faced by recommend the ways to move forward. Now, this national youth policy also states that the program should be reviewed every 5 years. This is essential in order to ensure that Government of India are taking key achievements and challenges, refocus the priorities areas for youth, and identify ways and means of going forward. Recommendations have been also given on way forward has been suggested by National Youth Policy 2014. Government of India needs to increase investment in the youth to capture the demographic dividend. Money invested for a particular group, particular program, tells us political will of the country. And money is also vital for organizing various programs today. Then mainstreaming youth issues in the development process, building youth development into results framework document. Key ministries should develop a youth connect program because anything can be achieved in a better way when many sectors are involved. If many sectors are doing in an isolated manner, the dividend obtained will be not as much as all the sectors are joining hands, are doing their best. So youth connect programs by different ministries are needed. Then we have there should be a clear-cut definition of the roles of various stakeholders for youth development initiatives. Now, and then leverage various channels for the engagement and participation of the youth in politics, in governance, and other developmental initiatives in the countries and for ensuring social justice. Then use of information communication technology to engage with the youth through websites, through Wikipedia, and through other methods, because that will have a broader outreach. Then promote youth development. After discussing in detail about National Youth Policy, we are going to have a glimpse of what we have discussed. We have agreed that youth has been perceived differently by different organizations. By and large, youth has been defined in the National Youth Policy 2014 as those in the age group of 15 to 29 years. This group comprises of 27.5% of the population and contributes to about 34% of India's gross national product. But they have immense potential. And in order to realize that immense potential, the National Youth Policy has clearly set objectives for having a youth as a productive workforce. They must be a strong and healthy generation. They must be instilled with social values. Their civic engagement is important, and support for youth at risk is desired. This group upliftment requires a clear-cut vision. The vision for youth of India is to empower youth of the country to achieve their full potential and through them enable India to find its right place in the community of nations. In order to achieve the vision, all stakeholders must take a concerted effort towards meeting 5 key objectives. The 5 key objectives are: they must act as productive workforce, youth must be strong and healthy generation, they must be instilled in social values, and their civic engagement is desired and support for youth at risk. This can be accomplished by specific action in the priority areas. 11 priority areas have been identified in this for the development of the youth. The policy has also recommends specific future imperatives required in each of the 11 priority areas. That is, the strategies have been defined on all the 11 priority areas for different fields. To monitor and evaluate the success of National Youth Policy 2014, a set of leading and lagging indicators have been identified. Leading indicators refers to take up the process. The lagging indicator says that over a period of time, what has been achieved. So degree of achievement is obtained by lagging indicators, and that tells us precisely that in what way the action plans has to be modified. A baseline assessment must be undertaken across these indicators. Annual targets must be set and progress against these targets must be monitored. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports should publish a biannual report on the status of youth in order that the nation their progress can be achieved and and also the unmet challenges in the area of development of youth may be recognized. National youth policy will be reviewed every 5 years in order to enable the government to take necessary midterm corrections to achieve the and also to refocus on priorities for the so that they can go forward. Thank you very much for visiting EPG Pathshala on this module, National Youth Policy.